Bill and Steve used to do all the Salesman's annual reviews. And we were sitting there in 1991, December, and Bill said, you know, you had a good year, this and this, what do you want to do? And I said, well, I'd like to open up a branch in Corpus Christi. And he said, okay, let's do it. He gave me a pack of checks, and I asked Chris McRae, you want to go with me to Corpus Christi? And he said, sure. And I said, you might want to ask your wife first if you want to move. So we opened up February 1st, 1992. I was scared to death, is what I was. I was really young back then. I don't know how I really did it either, but I just did it. You know, you got to have a burning desire to succeed. It was trying the first few months in the fact that, you know, Chris was here by himself, and I'd walk in the door after all day of cold calling and say, no orders today, Chris. The big break for Corpus Christi was we used to have a contract that went out to bid every year called the Joint Governmental Contract. It was a huge, huge distribution contract. And the biggest lamp back then was an F40 Cool White. I went to market at a penny below cost for that F40 Cool White. I was betting on we were going to get the rest of the lighting contract, and we got awarded it. Well, it ended up being the big break that we got all this other business from that. And then we proved ourselves from there. And to maintain that, it's just every day you've got to hit the ground running. You know, for many, many years, and still today, you know, we go to work when it's dark, we go home when it's dark. That's what you have to do. You have to have that commitment to put in, but you also have to have the family life too that you got to struggle and juggle with too. So you see, we're still in the distribution business. It's changed quite a bit in our 25 years plus, but we're still selling light fixtures. This is for 3 elementary schools we have going up right now. Pete's our outside salesman here. Started as a driver. I was at Pete's wedding, and now he's got a 20-year-old, a 15-year-old. Yep. There's Billy McBroom. First electrician ever hired in Corpus. Yep. Okay, so here. Billy left us about a month and a half ago. And tell the story of what happened when you left.
I went to work for the city, thinking it was all that. But it ain't all that. So the grass is not always green on the other side. The green grass was better on this side. Promise you, I'll never do that again.
So we moved into this facility about 8 years ago. We were at a smaller facility. We didn't have forklifts or anything over there. So this is a big warehouse for electric back here. They handle all their stuff, any prefab. We're very, very happy with this location. So this is our new training room. Propel and stuff is here. We've got an in-house training program for our electricians and apprentices, and it's done real well. When we first started the electrical division of our company out of Austin, we were working with a gentleman by the name of Lee Verver. So actually, electric started with Verver Electric. These are some of our fishing tournament hats we've had for years. You remember Team Alliance? We had that going on for years, and we did 23 fishing tournaments. This is our 20th anniversary. You know, we have hunting trips and all this memorabilia stuff. This is Sergeant Pepper's takeoff.
Yeah, that's cool.
And,
I've not seen that. That's funny.
Bill and Steve. You know, back in the day, you know, we were required to wear a tie and a shirt every day. And when I moved to Corpus, I kind of said, Bob, it's not really the style for Corpus to walk into somebody with a tie on and down here. And so I think everybody kind of did their own thing after that. So this is coming up on our Agnes location, right where it says Mass Tech is it. That was my office right here in the front. You see how little it is compared to what we have now. I just enjoy thinking about how we've gotten here and, you know, what it took to get here, and it was just a lot of hard work and dedication, and by the grace of God, because that's who makes everything happen, he made us to be a successful branch as well as a very successful company. Just proud of that. You know, to be able to open up a branch, like I told you before, it's almost like open up your own business, is that it's a sense of accomplishment that a lot of people don't get in their lifetime as a business person. When I thought we were going to be profitable my first year, and that took a while. So Steve Byrne always said, I used to squeeze the shit out of a buffalo nickel, you know, so it was funny. As a division and being responsible fiscally is that we brought all the desk and shelving from our San Antonio location We took light fixtures out of the ceiling and used light fixtures down here. Looking back now and saying, you know, we built this institution down here, and you know, I've seen employees, 18-year-olds, now they have 18-year-old kids, and that's the great accomplishment, is you see your employees get married, you know, make enough money to buy a house, and now they're becoming grandparents. Billy Ray's got 4 or 5 grandkids, and he was just a kid when he was hired, and that, I think, is something that a lot of people don't get to do in their lifetime, is have that sense of accomplishment with the business. We've had some tough times too. I've had to deal with deaths of employees, very, very tough. I got a phone call from Department of Public Safety one afternoon, and one of our electricians had gotten killed in a head-on wreck, and my business card was in his car, and that's why they called me. It's just, yeah. I asked our project managers, I said, what's most gratifying about doing a nice-sized job? And they all say that, you know, stuff starts out like this. It's just a field. And then all of a sudden, you know, a year and a half later, it's a school, or with living people in it, you know, thriving, learning, or it's a church, or it's a business. And they just say, be able to see nothing but grass. And then all of a sudden you've got this, you know, building. So this is the job that put us on the map with the large general contractors and the market itself. We had the respect of doing this project, I believe it was 2004. We did all the lighting and electrical for the whole facility. Then we've recently changed out all the light fixtures to LED Musco sports lighting. We did that this past fall. And then this project was the USS Lexington. It's called the Blue Ghost because the Japanese thought they had sunk that ship 3 times during the war. And there was a big deal with the Navy of selecting Corpus Christi for this museum over Pensacola. And when they selected Corpus, there's a group of men that used to serve on the Lexington called the Blue Ghost Association. And they were going to have their annual convention to see that what the city of Corpus has done with that museum. There's a light bulb made by Venture Lighting, and I came up with a suggestion at the time, put blue metal halides on this Lexington, and the lamps were in Las Vegas, and there was a service by UPS called Sonic Air. They guaranteed delivery within 4 hours. I had these flown in, we had them installed. The Blue Ghost Association guys were all just enamored by the blue lights. They ended up giving them a ton of money. It covered all the debt of the ship that night, and it's still blue today. My father was a salesman. He sold insurance. And my brother was a salesman for FedEx. And so we kind of probably got it in our blood, I guess, you know, the gift of gab. That's what I'm excited about, is getting back to doing nothing but just selling. I love calling on customers. What I've been tasked with is a lot of customers that had stopped doing business with us in the past, to revisit them and try to get their business back. So that's been rewarding whenever we've gotten to bring on back old customers. When I go into cold calling a customer, you know, even they'll say, I'm satisfied with my supplier now. So I said, well, I just wanted to give you my card, and if any time that your other guy can't help you, I'd be glad to help you. That's the way I've always gone about it, and it worked out well. I remember the Omni Hotel downtown, there was a lady, maintenance supervisor, and she said, we do business with Grainger. We don't do anything at all. And I noticed a electrical plate on her desk, and I said, oh, are you needing some of these electrical plates? She goes, yeah, Grainger can't find them. And I said, well, can I have the opportunity to get them for you? From that day on, I eventually earned all her business. And a good salesman can also read upside down. So when you're looking at people's desks, you see quotes there, you know, you kind of can find out what the number is. The way we were growing, it had to have somebody in there full-time, dedicated to running that side of the business. Starting something, it's like you have a child, then you send them off to college, though, you know, having to let go of all that to somebody else, even though it was somebody I hired, he's a good friend, and but it's still kind of, you know, you put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that. And it's funny, Jason, I think he was like 19 or 20, and he was an apprentice in the field, and there was something about him, because I came back to the office one day after visiting a job site, and I told our then operations manager, Chuck Shararis, we need to promote Jason Zippery. And he goes, well, wow, he's just a young kid and stuff. I said, there's something about him that I just got a feeling about it. Jason came in and he worked some operations, then he moved to sales for American Light, and then back into electric, and it's amazing. I was at his wedding. He has 5 children, great kids, beautiful wife. I've seen him go to junior college and get an associate's degree, get his bachelor's degree, and get his master's. He's an MBA, and all that while raising 5 kids and working full time. Tell me that's not somebody just got to drive to succeed, big time. I remember a story one time. We were thinking about, Bill was thinking about expanding the office, and I said, and he had the set of plans out, and he was standing in the hallway, and I said, well, when do we begin construction? And he took his foot, he kicked a hole in the sheetrock, and he said, right now. Well, I think there's nowhere else to go but that way. We could have sold out and, done that, or you could have just, kept this machine going and building it and continue to build it so all, that much more employees and family can benefit from its success. I asked Bill one time, how he envisioned our company, and he mentioned that he would like one day to be able to go to any major market in the United States and see one of our trucks. And he's pretty much got that.